On the phone, we have Scott Deitche. Hey, Scott, how are you doing?
Doing great.
Hey, Scott. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on.
It's good to have you back on the show again.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Well, why was he on the show last time?
Well, he had another book that was out. Now you have you've been a busy boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
After your success for Cigar City Mafia, tell me about the Silent Dawn. Was it easier? Was it more difficult? Did you already have the assets that you needed to write the Silent Dawn?
Yeah, I kind of had an idea in mind of what I wanted to do with the book, and it was easier in the sense that, I got all the kinks out of the research and with Cigar City in terms of knowing where to go and who to find. And another great thing was when Cigar City was released, it really kind of opened up a lot of conversation with a lot of old-timers in Tampa and people that were better sources for more anecdotal material, which I got to use in this book.
Well, with all the material and all the people you've talked to and all the research that you did, how did the people that knew Santo react to the book after having read it? Has a lot of people read it and commented to you like, wow, this is great, it's authentic? Or
well, it just came out, so I haven't gotten a ton of feedback, but the few people that I have had read it that knew Santo were pleased with it. They thought it was a pretty good book in terms of getting his personality on the page and all that. And they were really interested in a lot of the material I found, stuff through the CIA, FBI, the DEA, a lot of really interesting material that a lot of people didn't know about. Santo, in terms of organized crime, was a very secretive figure, and he did a lot of deals kind of out of the limelight. He had a major impact on organized crime for over 30 years.
Well, Scott, do you kind of find yourself as a mafia aficionado by now after all the things that you've done? And
yeah,
is it just locally here in the Tampa Bay area, or is it also in the Jersey, New York area and up north?
I actually have a lot of material on a lot of different areas, but obviously Tampa was my focal point for these two books, but certainly in the future might expand to other areas. I think there's a lot of smaller towns, places like Denver and Milwaukee that had very active mafia families that nobody's really chronicled.
Is there any kind of Hollywood, dreams in this thing where you're actually shooting the movie here in Tampa, like for this screen? Are we going to do a screenplay?
Well, we had that thing still kind of in the burner for the original one. Sure. through Tampa Digital over there, and I think it would be great. I think there's been this real big push for a lot of local independent filmmakers, stuff like the Guzzo brothers doing the things that they had done. So I think there's definitely a market for it. I think it would be a really good opportunity.
Scott, with all the research that you've done, with all the Mafia books and the stories that you've written, are you nervous, afraid with the way you've told their story that maybe it didn't come out the right way and somebody's going to be mad at you, or you have to disguise yourself going out?
No, not really. There have been stories that I've told where I'd get like most of the information from the paper, and somebody would say, well, it didn't really happen this way. Let me kind of fill you in. And that's one of the things I think with the Trafficante book is some of the material I had for Cigar City Mafia was limiting in that sense, and this kind of fluffs out some of that material and really fleshes it out more accurately. The Mafia at its core is a secret society, so unless you were actually there, there's always that limit of information, And since nobody ever really turned state's evidence against Trafficante or ever became like the Sammy Gravano of the Tampa family, it's always the outsider looking in kind of perspective.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole underworld of Tampa and its
I love
areas.
it.
It's just so cool. I love that whole thing. And where can people get the book? How can they buy and purchase the book? Do you go online? Is it at Borders?
Yeah, you can go online at scottdeitche.com. That's SCOTTDEITCHE.com. Any of the Borders, the independent bookstores like Inkwood or Haslam's. This Friday night at 7 o'clock, I'll be at the Borders at Tyrone Square Mall signing books, and next Saturday at 3 o'clock, I'll be at Haslam's in downtown St. Pete.
Well,
so you are a star. Scott,
star.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in. I know you're a busy man. Good luck with the book, and I can't wait to see it myself.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
The next time you release a book, you got to come here to the studio in person and hang out with us and sign one for us,
Absolutely.
All right,
Thank
Scott.
you, Scott.